South Korea in 2100. Here are some quick facts about South Korea. South Korea is also called the Republic of Korea, and it's not to be mistaken with North Korea, also called the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, which is not the same thing. The capital city is Seoul, and it is home to 50,004,441 people. Its life expectancy for males is 77 years, and for females is 83.8 years. 99% of its citizens are Korean, which makes it a homogeneous society. The birth rate is 1.2 children per woman. For literacy, the total percentage of the population that are literate is 97.9%, 99.2% for males, and 96.6% for females. One aspect that South Korea is known for is its technological advances. South Korean corporations Samsung and LG were ranked first and third largest mobile companies in the world in the first quarter of 2012. It is also known for something called the Korean Wave, or Hallyu. South Korean mainstream culture, including dramas, films, cuisine, and popular music, has swept many countries in Asia and around the world. Some examples are Girls' Generation, Beast, to anyone. And as all of you know, worldwide sensation Psy.
오빤 강남 스타일. 강남 스타일. 오빤 강남 스타일. 강남 스타일. 오빤 강남 style.
Now I'll be talking about some events that may take place. In the year 2100, it is possible to see South Korea reconcile with North Korea. This means that both countries will create amends and release the tensions between one another. It may seem unlikely, but there are actions that prove that this can become reality. On June 15, 2000, a declaration was created for the hopeful reconciliation between the two countries. It states that Kim Dae-jung, President of South Korea, and Kim Jong-il, Chairman of North Korea, met and held a summit to create a mutual understanding and produce peaceful relations between the two countries. This new relationship between the two countries can possibly even result in the reunion between South Korea and North Korea to make, simply put, Korea. Although their connections with one another have been filled with antagonism, which consequently resulted in hatred, if they put their differences aside and work hard to come together as one, it will benefit the citizens that wish for peaceful reunification and can make Korea as a whole become stronger and better than ever. South Korea is known for its rapid recovery process in becoming an industrialized nation since the Korean War, but during that process, little effort was made to preserve the environment. Because of this, Korea faces many environmental problems such as pollution, land use, and habitat preservation. The population density of South Korea is 484.1 persons per square kilometer, and with the growing population, there's a demand to make more room for the citizens. To do this, the surrounding environment must be cut down to create residential and commercial buildings and such, and the construction would eventually create pollution and affect the condition of citizens, especially ones with respiratory problems. As well as that, the government has a different definition of green than we do, which is only reducing CO2 emissions and pollutants. This is certainly not true. An example would be of how South Korea believes that nuclear power is green, because it produces less CO2 emissions, but the disposal of the toxic waste that comes after is not accounted for. Already there's much population in major cities such as Seoul, but forcing the destruction of the environment that does more good than bad will add to it, therefore making it a negative impact on both South Korea and its citizens. Demographics are an important factor in assessing population, and a good chunk of it relates to different age groups. South Korea is projected to age more rapidly than any other country on this globe, which will create major problems. The ratio of the working age group and the elderly is 4 to 5, but it is expected to drop to 1 to 2 by 2050, which means it will be halved. This would create problems since the population of the elderly would outweigh the population of the working class, therefore having a shortage of people that can take care of the elderly. As I said before, South Korea's birth rate is 1.2 children per woman. This low birth rate is caused because of the expensive childcare expenses and, most importantly, the costly education fees that are the norms in this particular country. Education in South Korea is regarded as crucial to financial and social success, and because of that, competition is fierce. Many parents send their kids off to tutoring and supplementary classes because it is a norm to, and if one does not, then they believe that their child will not be successful unlike the others. This makes families choose having one kid in a grand, rich education rather than more children in an average or below average education. These are just some of the things that will happen in the year 2100. South Korea is a growing country, both economically and population-wise, which shows promise that it will be successful as well in the future. Although this is so, there is always a downside to an upside, but if South Korea works hard to overcome the barriers that come along its way, it is guaranteed that it will be thriving very soon in the near future.